morning. The weather's not great outside. If you're camping for one night, you can pack up in the wet, in the knowledge that when you get home you can just dry all your kit out. But I'm here for another 7 nights and I don't want to get up. Something's going to get soaking wet and it's freezing. It says it's 7 degrees, but in the wind and the wet it's fridge temperature. So I thought, well, I'll just make a cup of tea. And guess where I've left the milk? 10 feet away outside. This means I'll have to get dressed into my waterproofs, go and get the milk, get changed again, get back into my... No, that's not happening. So I've had orange juice instead. So it's 7 o'clock, 7:30. The other thing to think about is the ferry between the islands going to be running today? Because they cancel it in stormy seas. And I won't know till I get there because I've got no internet on my phone at the moment. The joy of adventuring. No more mucking about. It's time to get up. It's got to get up. It's inviting. Let's have a look. And off we go. Well, I'm pretty sure I've made the ferry, queued traffic, and I think you can see on the horizon that looks like a ferry, a small ferry. So that was touch and go because it's 15 minutes till it sails, and I think I've said this already, but the lady at the co-op said there's only one sailing today because of tide restrictions. I had to clarify which ferry I wanted. This is the wee ferry between islands, not the main ferry to the mainland. So the wee ferry, it's an hour. Yeah, queue of people. I'm going to be just fine, I think. Looks a bit more comfortable than the last one. I may be able to get a cup of tea on this one. Wind turbine going absolutely berserk, as stated in earlier comments. They must be able to generate some power here. So here we are on the Isle of Harris. First stop's to get some food. The weather's alright for the rest of the day. It's after dark when it really deteriorates, so I'm going to have to think as I'm going along about what I'm going to do tonight. But well, Stornoway is where I'm going, and pretty much, give or take 10 miles, marks the very top of the Outer Hebrides. So I'm pretty impressed. In 3 days it looks sort of within reach. That said, Tarbert has been just round the corner for most of today and is still 8 miles away, so maybe not. Again, the landscape's changed again now. It's these rocky outcrops and heather peat moors. Well, after my golden eagle excitement, and it was a definite identification, they were being mobbed by crows or ravens, which just look like sparrows next to them, and they've got these really broad toothed wings, not angled back but straight out. Anyway, I've just been on a mile climb that frankly's nearly killed me, but it does look as though we've got to the top of that bit. There's the sea again down there, and hopefully Tarbert. Well, if I'm not mistaken, there's only one place this can be. A place of myth and legend, of shattered dreams. According to my map, co-op. Wow, and a ferry terminal. Excellent. Wow. Right then. Into Tarbert we go. Nice to get a road sign just to confirm it's the aforementioned place. But you don't always get what you ask for in the Outer Hebrides. I think I've just seen the co-op. Now then, what does that say? What a quaint little place this is. Excellent. Now I think I made it clear I got to Tarbert late. I then got into a panic because there's a real storm tonight, 60-mile-an-hour winds. That's proper, you know, ferries are cancelled, chimneys and tiles get knocked off roofs. And I'm by the coast, so it couldn't really be any worse. However, I've found a road embankment with a hollow behind it, protecting me from the sea, quite considerable protection. And I'm in a kind of a dip, a valley, watercourse, where the river goes under said embankment. So safety wise I'm 10-15 feet above the waterline. So whilst these may be famous last words, that really would be a biblical flood. So I'm going to be fine. And in the middle of nowhere I found a flat bit, the only flat bit on this whole embankment. It looks like it's tilting a bit, but actually there is a flat sort of body width in the middle of that. And for those who don't know how you test that, before you pitch your tent, don't just do it by eye, lie on it. Get your tent out and lie on it. You'll soon, before you put it up, just lie flat like you would sleep. And you'll soon know if you're on a slope or not. And if you camp on a slope, it's miserable. So I've checked that out and hopefully won't be moaning on this video later. So that's as good as it's going to get for me. I've got a mountain there to protect me, a mountain there, mountains there to protect me, and a big road embankment to protect me. So that starts in about 3 hours time. So it was nice knowing you all. Tells you how far you travel up each island. So I did 6 miles on Vatersay, 7 miles on Barra, then I caught the ferry, then I did 3 miles on Eriskay, 28 miles on South Uist, 11 miles on Benbecula, 2 miles on Grimsay. I must admit that one passed me by. That must have been a small one between causeways. 30 miles on North-Westerly and 2 miles on Burnaby. And then I've also done the 33 miles on Harris. So let's add that up quickly. 6, 7's 13, 16, 28 is 44, 55, 57, 87, 89, 122 miles I've done out of the 185. 122 miles in 3 days. Now that wouldn't be great on normal roads, but trust me, up here with the wind and the hills and carrying your own body weight on your back, I'm quite pleased with that. And then, so tomorrow I've got to do that 62 miles, or I have 62 miles left to do. Can't do that in a day, but I can get a damn good way up there, and they do say 6 days to do it, and I've done 2/3 of it in 3 days, so day ahead of schedule. Morning. Well, that was a fun night. Wow. It's still pretty unpleasant, not stormy anymore though, but wet, low-lying cloud, but that's what it's like all day, so I need to get on with it. So I'm going to have some porridge and a cup of tea, brush my teeth and wake up. It's day 4. And that's what my little hideaway looks like. Just perched on the edge of a lock, away from the road, out of view. I'm just letting it dry out because it was packed away wet. Just leave the door open and let the air dry it, and it'll take about half an hour before I put my sleeping bag and stuff in there. day is it? A little bit breezy. Breakfast and a cup of tea. Cup of tea, yes. Cup of English tea. I'm in a place called Lionel. Yeah, Lionel. That's how it's spelt, and it's how it's said, spoken, pronounced. And over there is Lionel, and then beyond it, can you see that lighthouse? Yes, that I believe is the butt of Lewis. And the end of my journey, well, the end of the Hebridean Way cycle route. I nearly missed the turning back there. Oh, we're so nearly there. The familiar little blue cycle sign. So, the butt of Lewis looks to be just up that little single track. There you go, proof I wasn't lying when I said the village I've just passed through was called Lionel. And we're in this tiny little isolated community. Portness and yeah, Portness. The very most northerly tip of the most north-westerly of the Scottish Islands, at least. There's only really Orkney and Shetland that are more north, and they're way over to the east. And if I sound a bit flat, it's because that bit was surprisingly difficult. So much for bragging about being fit, I feel a little bit leg weary today. But I'm going to share with you this final bit. Okay, here we go. This is what it's all been for. Hebridean Way. Well, to be fair, I was expecting a sort of, I don't know, fanfare. Hello, I've finished. Everyone, finished the Hebridean Way, 185 miles, 192 because I got lost. Anyone care? Anybody out there? Now, let's have a look. Good Lord. Good Lordy Lord. Living on the edge, wildlife, Atlantic grey seals, gannets, fulmars, basking sharks, shags, excellent. Just so you know, shag in Gaelic is scarb and sugmain. A basking shark is a cearban, and an Atlantic grey seal is called Ron. Hello, Ron. Wow.